In my first 2 years of high school, I struggled and studied all the time to get 5s. In my freshman and sophomore years, I remember on the days of the AP exam, I would wake up at 5 a.m. with this knot in my stomach, just feeling completely terrified for the AP exams. But by my junior year, I got 5s through a state of flow and manifestation. I woke up normal time with no fear, with a deep knowing that I would get 5s. The shift wasn't more studying, it was training a feeling. My name is Johanna. During my freshman through junior year, I got 5s on 9 AP exams. In this video, I'm going to show you how to manifest that. Also, a quick note, the lessons in this video are inspired by Regan Hillier's course on Mindvalley called The Art of Manifesting. I highly recommend it. It has completely changed my life. Now on to the video. Chapter 1, Why Most AP Students Spiral Down and How to Stop. Everyone around you is complaining. Your AP classes feel impossible, and you're wondering if you're the only one struggling. In high school, I knew a girl who was always complaining about her AP classes, about all the homework she had, about her hard tests, how she had to pull all-nighters. People would say, I'm taking 5 APs like it's a badge of suffering. You can even find people on Reddit who are taking 7 or even more APs than that. And they go on there and kind of commiserate about how hard all the classes are. I'm not trying to criticize these people or make fun of them. I used to completely 100% buy into the grind and thinking that taking more AP classes and challenging yourself and having all this struggle and studying all the time was a part of my identity and who I was. There's this culture of always wanting to work and overwork and study all the time in order to prove yourself. That can actually be really unhealthy for your mental health. So that's why in this video I'm showing you how to not always be studying and buying into the grind and staying in this lower level spiraling down that other people are doing. So like I'm saying, there's this culture of spiraling down. People say, this is hard. I didn't study because I have all these other AP classes. They're all really hard. I don't have time to study for all of them. And then it just repeats and you just spiral down and down and down. Okay, an example of this is, say you're going to your first day of AP Calculus, and right before you go to class, you talk to one of your friends and you say, oh, I'm about to go to AP Calc. And they say, oh, I took that class last year. It was really hard. I failed the AP exam. Good luck with that. And then you go to class, and how do you feel? Do you feel really nervous? And then you're thinking you're gonna fail like your friend did. Then you do some practice questions in class, and then you fail them because you don't understand yet. This is your first time. And you could spiral down and be like, well, I'm gonna do really bad on this. My friend did really bad on this. Everybody says AP Calc is really hard. Or you can decide, you know what? I'm gonna choose to believe that calculus is gonna be easy. And if I struggle, then I'm going to learn from that and get better and better. But it really does start with your belief. If you believe this is hard, then all your experiences are going to reinforce this. Your brain seeks confirmation of what you already believe. This is called the confirmation bias. If you are in this state of spiraling down, that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. An alternative is to learn how to spiral up and believe, I'm getting better, I'm learning, I'm going to do great on this AP exam. However, you can create that environment for yourself. But if everyone else around you is spiraling down, then how do you spiral up? Chapter 2, Train your brain to recognize gaps, not failures. The difference between a 2 and a 5 isn't more studying. It's knowing where those hours actually go. So in my sophomore year, when I was taking Calculus AB, I took my first practice test over spring break.
And I got a 2.
At that point, I had a choice. I could have started spiraling. I could have thought, oh my gosh, I'm a sophomore taking Calc AB. What am I doing? Why did I skip pre-calculus? I'm so bad at this. I'm so bad at math. I'm gonna fail this test. Oh no, this is terrible. I could have done all that catastrophizing. But instead, I looked at what units actually tanked my score. And I realized I didn't have to know everything perfectly. I just had to fix what was broken. I just had to review the units that I didn't understand. After you take your first practice test, and yes, it's 100% completely fine to fail it like I did, identify your weak units. Most people waste a lot of time trying to reread their whole textbook or go over all their notes, but that can be a lot of wasting time when you could just instead identify your weak units and study those instead. Trying to review every single unit equally is like manufactured manifestation, which is when you try to control every single step of the process. But doing a more surrendered manifestation approach allows you to kind of relax and just focus on the things that you need to do in order to get the outcomes that you actually want. I'm going to talk more about manufactured versus surrendered manifestation later in this video, and it's a really big game changer for how you approach studying for the AP exams. Some practical actions for the AP exams based off of this is to first take a practice exam. I recommend doing this in your spring break, maybe like 2 months before your AP exam, so then you can kind of see where you are, and then study only the units that you bombed, like really focus on those, and that's going to dramatically increase your score. Also, I recommend looking at the CED, which is the course and exam description. That's going to show you everything that can be on your AP exam. Especially for AP history exams like AP Euro, I recommend looking at the CED versus your textbook, because your textbook is just going to have a lot more information that's not actually going to show up on your AP exam. And the time that you save by doing this will give you time for more emotional work, which is the next step of this manifestation process. But knowing what to study is only half of it. You still have to train your nervous system to be ready for test day. Chapter 3, the emotional state no one teaches you. You'll never feel ready, just do it anyways, is actually terrible advice for AP exams. You can train yourself to feel ready. In my freshman and sophomore years, I remember on the days of the AP exam, I would wake up at 5 a.m. with this knot in my stomach, just feeling completely terrified for the AP exams. I took 2 exams my freshman year and 4 my sophomore year, and every single morning of the exams, I would wake up with the same exact feeling. However, in my junior year, I woke up normal time with no fear, with a deep knowing that I would get 5s. It wasn't arrogance or confidence even, it was just a deep sense of certainty that I had trained myself to feel. It felt like my nervous system had already been there before. So your emotional state is like training your nervous system to get ready for your exam. Test day should feel like just another practice test. I had a teacher who used to be a police officer, and he said that you do not rise to the occasion, you fall back on your training. So this is what you're going to be doing with your emotional training, training yourself how to stay calm during your test day so then you can perform at your peak. So practical action for this is to do practice tests repeatedly. For AP English, like AP Lit or AP Lang, I recommend doing a lot of practice essays that are timed. I would do about 6, like 1 a week, leading up to the AP exam. Then for AP STEM, I practice doing MCQs and FRQs. For AP Physics, I did 1 to 2 FRQs every day, the week leading up to the exam, so that I'm ready to do a lot of FRQs. Every practice test becomes an emotional practice, and then also content review. Your brain starts to learn, I've done this before, this is familiar, this isn't so scary after all. But how do you train a feeling you haven't experienced yet? Chapter 4, the visualization that reprograms your brain. You can't just think your way into certainty. You have to rehearse it. Here's how. Every time that you study, you're training your brain for something. A lot of people train for anxiety. They're thinking, what if I forget this? What if I fail this test? And they're kind of training that emotional state. However, you can train the opposite. You can think to yourself, I already know how this ends. I'm going to get that 5. So I'm going to guide you through a guided visualization. So you get to close your eyes and just receive. Don't have any expectations going into this. Just kind of follow what I'm saying and try to imagine yourself getting a 5 on your exam. Okay, so I want you to close your eyes right now. Take a deep breath in and out. I want you to imagine that it's early July. The scores just dropped, and you're sitting at your desk, or maybe you're on your phone, and you're opening up your computer or pulling up the College Board app. You're typing in your email address, you're typing in your password, you press enter. And now you're going to AP scores. The page is loading. And I want you to see it. What score do you see on that screen right now? If you want a 5, you see a 5. If you want a 4, you see a 4. Whatever score you want, that's what's on the screen right now. Take a deep breath. How does that feel? Feel those emotions start to pour into your body. Feel how proud you are. Feel how good this feels. And now I want you to see the people around you. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe it's your siblings. Maybe it's your friends. See them looking at your score with you. See their smiling faces. See how proud they are of you. Feel how that pride is radiating through your entire body right now. Now take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, I want you to feel that emotion double. 2 times as good. You feel amazing. This is one of the best moments of your life. You are so proud of yourself. All that work paid off. Everything you did led to this moment. Breathe in again, and as you exhale, feel that feeling triple in your body. It's exploding into every single cell. On a cellular level, you are vibrating with this pride, this joy, this knowing that you did it. You actually did it. You want to scream it to the whole world. You want everyone to know how amazing this feels. Take one more deep breath in. And as you let it go, feel this emotion, this energy crystallize into your core. Feel it solidify into your heart. This feeling is now anchored in you. This outcome is already done. It has already happened. You have already gotten the score that you want. It is done. It is done. It is done. And anytime you're studying, anytime you're taking a practice test, anytime you doubt yourself, you can come back to this moment. You can feel this feeling again, because it's not in the future. It's already here. It's already real. Now take one more breath, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. How did that feel? As you're coming back into your space, I'd just like you to reflect on how you felt, what you saw, who else benefited from you getting a 5, how did you feel, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to teach you how you can return to this state every single time that you study, so you're training yourself to move towards that visualization and that goal that you have. If you're thinking, well, this is a nice fantasy, but it's not actually going to happen, then make sure to listen to the next part. In part 2 of this video, I'm going to cover the daily 30-second action to boost your emotional state and how to overcome self-sabotage like procrastination. If you found this video helpful and want a 5 on your AP exam, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on part 2. See you in the next video.